All right. Well, my clock says it's afternoon, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We might hear a few more beeps as people chime in, and we do record these. So if you miss anything, I will be sending out the recording to you afterwards, and you will be able to listen to it again. I'd like to welcome you all to GROW Nebraska's April 3rd Thursday training. And for those of you who don't know, these are free trainings that we hold every single month. So if you follow us on our website or in our newsletter, you get to hear about the upcoming ones. I'm Heidi Garvin. I'm a program services consultant for GROW Nebraska, and part of my job is to facilitate training opportunities like these. Now, these wouldn't be possible without the help of our wonderful sponsors, of which REAP is one. And then we are also sponsored this month by the Local Food Promotion Program of the Agricultural Marketing Service from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. So big thank you to our sponsors. We like to keep these free of charge, and without their help, we would not be able to do that. Today, our amazing speaker is Monica Braun, who I've had the pleasure of working with for years now. And she is with REAP and the Women's Business Center. And she is going to be telling us today about what is new at REAP. So, Monica, I'll let you take it away.
Okay, thanks, Heidi. Yes, I am with the Center for Rural Affairs REAP program. Do you do introductions, Heidi, of who's on, or do you not?
It really depends on how many we have. I think, Stephanie, if you want to introduce yourself.
My name is Stephanie Heineman, and I'm from the Carlin Memorial Library in Beamer.
Oh, okay. Hi.
And Griselda, I know you're on.
No, Griselda.
Hi, Monica. It's Griselda with REAP. I'm with the Hispanic Business Center with REAP.
And then let's see, Sammy, you're on, correct?
Yes, I'm Sammy Johnson with Exceptional Prints with Champa Group in Juanita, and now with another office in Imperial, Nebraska.
Oh, cool.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Karen, I believe you're on.
Yes, I am. Karen Collars with Nebraska Tourism.
Awesome. And I know I'm missing someone.
Lisa came on.
Can you hear me, Lisa?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is Lisa Corness with Nebraska Tourism.
So is there anybody else that I missed? All right.
Okay. Well, then I will get started. Just a brief history of the background of the center. It was established in 1973 by two VISTA workers, Marty Strange and Don Ralston, who had been working with Goldenrod Hills and the Anti-Poverty Council in Walt Hill, which is where the center was located until 2003. They formed the Center for Rural Affairs based on that experience to continue addressing poverty and other issues relevant to rural Nebraska. The mission for the center is to establish strong rural communities, social and economic justice, environmental stewardship, and genuine opportunity for all while engaging people in decisions that affect the quality of their lives and the future of their communities. So each of the programs under the center addresses those issues. A little background on REAP. Back in the ag crisis days of the 80s, it resulted in farmers and ranchers and their spouses trying to supplement their farm and ranch income by doing other things. Could be baking, could be jams and jellies, could be photography. There were a lot of different things that they were doing to supplement those incomes. And the center, staff at the center did research, looked at the needs that they were seeing out there, and then researched different programs and actually developed the REAP program to meet the skills that they saw were lacking, which was lack of support systems, especially for the women, Business skill management, access to credit. Most of the loans were in the men's names, and women didn't have credit, so they weren't able to get loans. And so those were kind of the areas that REAP sought to work with as far as helping the economy of the rural Nebraska. So that was formed in 1990, so we just celebrated our 25th year. And then in 2001, staff wrote grant to the Small Business Administration and received funding to start the Women's Business Center. And we've kind of used that as our training arm, so that's kind of the venue we use to get training out to businesses across rural Nebraska. In 2004, they received funds. We received funds from various foundations to begin the Latino Business Center. So we've been working with that audience for several years now. And then in 2011, the Rural Investment Corporation was formed and has now become a certified development financial institution. That CDFI is the acronym that's used, and that allows REAP to access more and different funds to increase our capacity to loan to our businesses in Nebraska. The 4 gaps, again, that REAP was designed to fill was access to credit, education and training, networking opportunities, and technical assistance. And so we've been doing that throughout the years. And we serve microenterprises, and microenterprises are considered businesses with 10 or fewer employees, full-time employees, and that's our guideline. You know, we are able to work if they have more employees, but our guideline actually increased a few years ago from 5 employees to 10 employees. And microenterprise development programs provide business development services to startup and existing small businesses, and our programs are generally focused on underserved populations. And for REAP, the underserved population we serve is economically disadvantaged as well as the rural area. And in rural Nebraska, 90% of businesses are microenterprise, so we have a large target audience out there, and it affects our economy a great deal. The types of loans and businesses that we work with, there's a wide variety: service and retail businesses, transportation businesses, crafters and artisans, some smaller manufacturers, mom-and-pop businesses, to high-growth businesses. And the loans that we are able to make can be used for equipment, inventory, working capital, can be renovations. In some cases now, our loans can be used to purchase real estate. That's been a new development in the last few years, depending on the funding source. But now we can use funds to purchase real estate. Just some quick facts. In fiscal year 2015, we placed 114 loans, totaling $1,595,450, and 52% of those were to women, 32% to Latinos, and 45% were to startups. But through the history of the program from 1990 to 2015, we made 1,122 loans, and that totaled $12,222,880. 63% of those were to women, 14% to Latino, and 79% were to those considered low income. And if you think about when REAP first started in 1990 until probably 1999, we had what was called peer groups. And so those loans that we made were like $100 and $200. So that was a lot of loans totaling up to the $12 million that we have now. Some of the new initiatives we have are the Alice Integrity Loan Fund, and that is a loan that is available in Lancaster County and the counties contiguous to that, plus Platte and Colfax and Jefferson. So there's 12 counties that we can make Alice loans, and those Alice Integrity Loan Fund is based on funds that were donated through the Lincoln Community Foundation and Alice Dittman, who was an owner of Cornhusker Bank in Lincoln. And those initially were only made in Lincoln, but we developed a relationship with to expand that to the counties around. So we're working with that program. The Boost, we have a Business Plan Basics Boost loan, which is available we offer a Business Plan Basics training, which is a 5-week session. We just completed one in Broken Bow and Beatrice. We have one starting in North Platte next Tuesday night, and looking at some other areas to implement that. But we've just started a Boost loan where if you complete that training and complete your business plan during that time, you are eligible to receive a $1,000 loan. And if you pay that back, you can borrow $2,500, and that is without being collateralized. So we're trying to do boosts to our businesses that are really working to keep their businesses going and get them started on the right foot. We have a New American Loan Fund where there are funds where we can those are designated to Latinos and also other new Americans that are in our rural area. We still are not loaning in Lincoln and Omaha. Another loan that we're about to pilot is called a Credit Builder loan, and there's the New American Credit Builder as well as just our Credit Builder that's available. And that is, again, a small loan that does not have to be collateralized that can be used to build credit. If someone doesn't have any credit history, we will be reporting those to the credit bureau. So they will be able to build their credit history and have a credit score, and then hopefully become bankable. It's interesting how many banks do not report to the credit bureau. So actually I was just visiting with one of my businesses last week and found out that all these years that she has paid her loans, they were never reported to, the bank never reported to the credit bureau. So she has no really credit history that can be used as she tries to borrow from other sources. Okay. The Small Business Needs Assessment, which is not new, but we just closed the needs assessment for 2016. We've been doing it since 2008, every 2 years, and it really is an assessment of the needs out there for our businesses. So we try to get small business owners, potential business owners, as well as resource providers to complete that assessment, and then that helps direct our training efforts and our focus of our loans through the coming year. Since the inception of that, two of the top training needs have been bookkeeping and marketing. So we continue to use our laptops. We have sets of 5 laptops, 4 sets that we take out to provide QuickBooks training, but also we've been doing some basic computer training, particularly in the Latino community with those laptops. So we are trying to get out there to the business owners to get the training out there. Plus, we are able to do some one-on-one technical assistance with QuickBooks too, which is pretty critical to successful businesses. And marketing is always a top one. So last year we took Marketing 101 to various locations around the state with Dave Buholtz as our presenter, and we did not address so much the social media and the online. So this year we are trying to get some sessions out there on online marketing. So communities, watch for that. We have one scheduled in Geneva for May 9th, and then for Atkinson, June 22nd, and Burwell, June 23rd. So those will be coming up. We also have a federal contracting and woman-owned small business certification workshop coming up in Lincoln on April 29th, which is a week from tomorrow. So if you want more information on that, let me know, and I will get that sent out to you. We partner with different entities also to get that, so we appreciate that. In February, we partnered with the Nebraska Tourism Commission with the Agri-Eco Conference Marketplace. We partnered yesterday. I was actually in Hastings at the Open for Business Pro Code event. Again, we partner with the SBA. We're doing a federal contracting workshop, like I said. And we do the Innovate Her competition with the SBA, which is a business plan competition for businesses that impact families, women and families. We've done that for 2 years, and hopefully they will do it again, and we will participate this next year. So you can be watching for information on that probably this fall. And we partner with GROW Nebraska. We're partnering with them with Marketech next week coming up. and then other local economic development and chamber entities. We work with them to get the training that they've identified as a need in their communities. So we appreciate that. In the handouts I sent, there should have been a map, and that is our most current map that has the contact information for REAP staff, and it also shows you which counties they serve so you can identify which staff person to contact. The area's just shifted. That's why I said it's new. Nancy Fluck out of our North Platte office, some of her counties shifted to the east, and Dina Beck's in Central. Some of those she shifted a little bit to the east. So that's our new areas. So you're able to contact the person, and you can contact any of us, but we will get you in touch with the right staff person to work with you too. And then the other handout that I gave is just kind of it tells pretty much everything I've just said at this point in time. We also, which I didn't mention, which is on the fact sheet, the Quick Grow Express loan. So we also partner with Grow in doing loans up to $10,000. So the new product, I think, is our small business lending, where we're up to $150,000. We've done just one of those. So we are working with that. Just know that it's out there, and if you know or are thinking about needing that much, that we are also an organization that can work with that. We are a gap financer. Oftentimes the traditional lenders, the banks, will take the first position on a loan, but if they can't do it all, we're able to help with that, and we can also help with packaging loans. So if you need someone to help you get that business plan and those financial projections put together to take it to a bank or to a different lender, we can also work with you doing that. So I think that is pretty much the basics of my presentation, so we can do some questions and see if we can answer some of those. Do you want me to address the ones that you had sent, Heidi, or shall we just open it up first?
How about we open it up first, see if there's anything different? I know some of the people who submitted questions are on the call.
Okay.
So if they don't have
Griselda, if there's some questions that come up that you have answers, you can jump in too.
Okay.
On any questions on any trainings or things that you're seeing out there that are needs?
I guess I'm wondering, are you going to continue working with Dave on the marketing training?
We are not this year. Actually, I am contracting with Diane Siefkas to do some online marketing strategies.
Wonderful.
And I do have a flyer that I can send to show you kind of how we're marketing that too.
Perfect. Yeah, we'd love to promote that.
Because, maybe we can partner with some of those too.
Well, why don't we go ahead and answer some of these questions that were submitted. So Star asked about the minimum amount for REAP loans, and she'd heard that had been raised.
Right, and I think she initially asked about $100,000, which they have. We are able to do $150,000 at this point. I mean, those would need to be definitely collateralized. Typically, a business would have would supply financial information for 2 years of existence. That may not be, depending on the business, it may be considered if it's less than 2 years, but that's at this point what we're looking at. It needs to be a for-profit entity. The only nonprofit would be a child care center.
You know what, that might be the best.
And if we have clients who are looking for these loans, would you say the first step is to connect them to the representative in their area, or?
Right. it would be that. The other thing is they will all go through our online loan application process, so they could also go online and fill out the information and then hit submit, and then it would go to the staff person that would be working with them and could contact them. So whichever is easiest, if they want to visit with the staff person, about the situation and how, they could do that first, or they could also go ahead and make that first step, fill out the online loan application and submit it.
Place to meet. We can meet at my office. I have a conference room here.
It looks like Wendy also wanted additional information about the grants and loans available for women with value-added products.
Okay, and to my knowledge, REAP does not have any grants. And as I stated earlier, we do have a pretty good percentage of our loans are to women. The only grants that I'm aware of for women is it's an organization called Women's Net, and there is a link from our website, the BBC website, to the womensnet.net, and they have an AMBER grant, which is $500. I think they do a $500 grant per month each month, and then at the end of the year, there's $1,000 that one of those 12 that was awarded through the year, and I think is voted on and can receive a $1,000 grant. But they do you can get some information on just grant tips. So I think it's a pretty good. I don't know of anyone that has received that grant, but I think that would be a place that could be helpful. The value added, that is really through USDA, and that there is a deadline of July 1 coming up for this year, but Brandt Richardson out of Lincoln is the contact person for that. And his phone, so it'd be Brandt Richardson, and his email is Brandt, BRANT.Richardson @ne.usda.gov.
It works out, yeah.
And his phone number is 402-437-5568. And independent producers, ag producer groups, farmer rancher cooperatives, and majority-controlled producer-based businesses can apply for the program. So independent producers can apply. They have planning grants, working capital grants. It could be if someone's looking at increasing their product line or expanding their business in the value-added arena. So, but again, note that the deadline is July 1, so we'd want to get started on that.
Perfect.
I thought they just signed it and gave it back to me. I'll have to.
And if folks are looking for your upcoming trainings and events, those are all on your website, correct?
Should be, yes. There's from the Women's Business Center link, which if you go to www.CFRA, that's Center for Rural Affairs, .org/REAP, and then you can do /WBC, or you can just go to there, and then over on this right side, there are links to the various, online loan application. That's from the front page, too. Business Assistance, REAP Women's Business Center, and the training calendar, I think, is under the REAP Women's Business Center.
Oh,
wonderful.
Okay, and then the other question was, since they approved that.
Does anyone else have any questions?
Payment for the travel expenses. I haven't looked it up yet, but I think if we kind of.
Do you have anything else, Monica?
Like a reimbursement.
Not that I know of, but we're out there across the state, so if you know, we like partnering with, I know there's Karen's on and GROW we partner with, so if you have some ideas on some marketing work or some workshops, training workshops, we can look at partnering, or individuals. The staff are out there to work one-on-one with them as well as to develop some training that meets their needs.
We're extremely thankful for our partnership with you. So, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you at Marketech.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. And mileage?
Should be a good couple days.
Yep. All right. Well, if there
aren't any more questions, go ahead and wrap it up. Does anybody have anything else? All right. Well, thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, Monica, for presenting and for sponsoring this. If you are interested in attending our next Third Thursday training, the topic is actually going to be on email marketing and social media marketing, and I'll actually be leading that one. So I hope to see a lot of you there. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I'll email out the recording shortly.
Thanks, Heidi. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.